Greetings! My name is Laila Islam, and I'm the curator of the Sanctuary Space and the curator of the Somatic Utopic Imagining exhibition. Welcome! Please make yourself comfortable. Here in the Sanctuary Space, all that we imagine is possible, and all that we discover through conversation widens our worldview to possibilities of a utopia. In a moment, I'll be guiding you on a meditation that will encourage you to visualize a utopia or a sanctuary space for yourself. After the meditation, I will propose a series of questions that you can discuss in a group or reflect on individually. For this experience, I invite and encourage you to have fun and defy all limitations within your mind. Now, let us begin. You can start by placing your hand on your heart and your tummy, or wherever feels most comfortable for you. You can rest your eyes now. And we're going to start with some collective deep inhales and then some deep exhales. So right now you can breathe in, allowing all of the air to fill your lungs and your diaphragm, and let it out on an exhale. Again, we can all breathe in and release on an exhale. One more time all together. We're going to breathe in and release on an exhale. Now, you are surrounded by a calming darkness. There is nothing around you. You find comfort in the darkness. Extend your arms to reach out into the darkness. You feel nothing. What does the nothingness feel like? You begin walking through the darkness. You cannot see anything around you until you see a small door. A door that's small enough to crawl in. The door in front of you leads to a beautiful space, a space that has no end. This space has everything you could possibly want or need. Whatever is past the door you see will bring you immense comfort and fulfillment. The doorknob is golden. You open it. Your eyes are blinded a bit from the golden light that peeks through the door as you open it. The door swings open and you crawl through the tight space. You stand up, now in an endless space. Look around you. You notice the door has disappeared and the space stretches as far as your eyes can see, filled with all of your favorite things. Wiggle your toes. Are you wearing your favorite shoes? Are you wearing fuzzy socks? Are you barefoot? You can begin walking now. As you walk, you breathe in a deep gust of air. Your space is filled with all of your favorite scents. Sounds from various directions fill your ears. Your space is filled with all of your favorite rhythms, tunes, and noises. Reach down to touch. What do you feel? Is it a small fuzzy animal? Is it a fuzzy flower? Is it a cloud that descended close enough just for you to touch? Do you want to take flight? Go ahead, jump and fly. How light does your body feel, no longer suppressed by gravity? Do you want to swim instead? If your space has a body of water, run to it and dive in. How light does your body feel, supported by a body of water? Do you choose to float, or do you decide to dive deeper? Whether you are in flight, standing, or swimming, take note of the excitement and the joy you feel. Where in your body do you feel it the most? Find that excitement and allow the excitement and joy to spread throughout your body, from the top of your head, throughout your skull, to your throat and your neck, to your shoulders, to your elbows, to your wrists and your fingertips, down to your lungs and your rib cage, to your stomach, to your spleen and your kidneys, down to your thighs and your knees, to the shins on your legs, and to the soles of your feet. We are now going to collectively prepare to leave our individual utopian spaces. And to do so, we're going to exit the same way we entered, breathing together. So whenever you're ready, we're going to take a deep inhale, allowing all of the air to fill your lungs, expanding your chest, and releasing on an exhale. Again, we're going to take a deep breath, inhaling and releasing on an exhale. One final time all together, we're going to inhale and exhale. You may open your eyes when you're ready. And now time for some open discussion questions. Now that you've completed the meditation, how does your body feel? Where in your body do you feel most at ease? Do you feel excitement or joy anywhere in your body? What did your envisioned utopia look like? What tools and resources did you see in your envisioned utopia? For example, did you see a lot of grass and water? Did you see eco-friendly skyscrapers and flying cars? Did you see a cabin in the woods? If you could, who would you share your space with? Would you live there with them? Thank you for participating in a guided meditation for visualizing your utopia. If you wish to stay, a couple of my friends from the Future Zest Group Residency will be sharing their guided meditations and exercises that are body-centered and imagination-focused.
I brought these sketches up to really break down an idea that I've been very interested in over the last couple of years. It's an idea that comes from a lot of theatrical creation, but the idea that our bodies, when we sit still, even when we sit still, are constantly vibrating. There isn't a single moment in the day, and there are loads of studies on this, where our bodies and our place in the universe and everything else in the universe is constantly vibrating. And being able to sit still and take a deep breath, and you can go ahead and take a deep breath, you may explicitly feel your body moving ever so slightly as you take a deep inhale and an exhale. Even if you were to sit completely still in meditation, your body would still be vibrating, because the molecules that make up us and our reality and the universe around us are always moving. And that's what really draws me to movement practice, is the idea that movement is something that is constant and inescapable. And I'm really interested in how can we capture that in theatrical forms, but also in the form of abstract painting. I bring up these visuals, if you have a look at some of these drawings over here, just to open up the door to the idea that our bodies can be broken down into lines. Everything around us can be thought of as lines. So if you were to raise your hand right now, and you can go ahead and raise your hand while your cameras are off, and just have a look at your hand, or have a look at your arm, or have a look at any part of your body that you wish, and try to visualize it as just a collection of lines. These lines may be straight, these lines may be curved, these lines may be looped, right? Lines don't always have to be straight. So just to open up that idea that our body and the way we move is inescapably always made up of lines. And as you can see here, these drawings are of some dynamic motion and dynamic movement, which we can always break down into lines. And to me, that's really the simplest way of kind of exploring the steps of my practice, is what lines am I creating in space? How do those lines affect the space? Because they're made up of molecules that vibrate. And then going further, how can these lines that I create in space affect a canvas or affect a piece of paper and create a trace of movement? And there's a bit more clarity with those images with the blue lines down there that let you see really how we can break down the curves of our body into very, very simple lines. What I would like everyone to do is to take a moment and just have a look at your hand. You can do this on your own time. Have a look at your hand and try and connect the making of a fist and the opening of your hand to your breath. I find it really easy to do it on an exhale when I close my fist. And then an inhale to open back up. And what I want you to do real quick as you make a fist and open your hand is picture a marker at the tip of every finger and at the tip of your thumb. Think about the marks that you're making in space, the curved line that you're making in space as you close your hand and you let it release. The marker can be any color you want. Close your hand and let it release. And if you do this a couple of times, this is just a small example of the concept I just spoke about of making lines and curves in space whenever we move. So if you were to imagine a marker or a pen on each fingertip, as you closed it, what you would essentially get are 5 curved lines into space that converge in the center of your palm. And when you draw these out, in some ways, to me, this image does look like an abstract hand, which I just thought was like a really interesting note, that anytime we move, we're creating these traces of motion. And if someone was to just see these 5 curved lines that we made, they might not know that it was made by a hand unless you told them, but it vaguely represents what we understand to be a hand. And I bring that up because there are so many of these little layers of understanding we have as movers, as people who have been moving since we're born, of how motion creates the space around us. Movement is something that isn't taught, right? A child learns how to move by moving. A kid learns how to crawl by trying to crawl and then falling on their face and then trying it again. And what that really means to me is that movement and mark making and line making is inherent in all of us as human beings, as is art making, which I think is an idea that excites me a lot. So that's just a bit of something to think about, of moving with your breath and being mindful of the curves and lines you create in space.
So everyone can get into a comfortable position, whatever that means for you. It doesn't have to be the typical, thing you see in meditation, like crossing your legs. It doesn't have to be that. You can sit down with your legs open. You can lay down. You can stand, whatever feels comfortable. If you want to slowly rock back and forth, I know that helps people get grounded. But we're going to start with our breath. So once you get comfortable, take a deep breath in. Really feel your rib cage expanding, and then feel it contract as you breathe out. I'm going to do this 3 more times and really feel your body relax. And relax any muscles that you don't need to use right now. So, another inhale. I really like to hold my stomach so I can feel the movements. 2 more. As long as you can hold it. Final 1. All right. So whenever you're comfortable, if you want to keep breathing, you can, or if you just want to silently move or touch your body, but we're going to imagine how we last felt when we made something that we were proud of. So focus on the feeling. What did you feel like? I know for me, I was surprised. So really try to recreate in your mind that moment and that feeling. Where did you feel it in your body? Do you remember how you responded? Did you celebrate? Really create the picture. Even think about what you made. And now take that feeling and we're going to apply that to what we're creating today, with the lens of love and happiness. Imagine that during your creative process, you allow yourself to feel your full range of emotions. What if it goes well? What if you surprise yourself again? What if you feel happy again? You're going to allow this process to unfold in any way that lets you trust yourself and your instincts. Because these are the same instincts that allow us to create larger worlds and honor them. If you want to pick back up to focus on your breath, you can. But really explore how it would feel to be proud of something that you make. Just like you did last time, because it was possible before. We know we can do it again. You can breathe in and out 2 more times. Happy creating and imagining.